We are often told that finding our purpose is a dramatic event, a lightning strike of clarity that changes everything. This belief can leave us feeling lost, waiting for a grand revelation that never comes. But what if purpose is not a destination to be found? What if it is a quiet presence already within you, waiting to be noticed? You look up, and hours have passed in what felt like minutes. Maybe it happens when you are gardening, your hands in the soil. As children, our actions were driven by pure curiosity and joy, not by a need to earn money, gain status, or impress others. Think back to that time. What did you love to do? Did you spend hours building intricate worlds with blocks? Were you constantly drawing, creating stories and characters? Did you love to take things apart just to see how they worked? Were you the one organizing the neighborhood games, bringing everyone together? Or were you the quiet one, lost in a book or observing the insects in the grass? The passions of your childhood hold a pure, undiluted version of your essential self. They are clues to your innate talents and interests before they were pruned and shaped by societal expectations. Of course, this does not mean that if you loved playing with mud, your purpose is to be a potter. It is about looking deeper at the essence of the activity. Building with blocks was about creating systems and structures. Organizing games was about leadership and community. Taking things apart was about analysis and understanding. Losing yourself in a book was about exploring new worlds and ideas. Reconnecting with this childhood self is a powerful practice. It helps you bypass the critical adult mind. It reminds you of a time when you did things simply for the love of doing them. Take a little time to explore these old joys again. Go to a park and swing on a swing set. Buy a small set of watercolors and play with the colors. Pick up a beginner's book on a topic that fascinated you as a kid. You are not trying to build a new career. You are simply reintroducing yourself to the person you were before you forgot. This playful exploration can reawaken a sense of wonder and guide you back to the core of what truly makes you happy. Perhaps it is when you are organizing a closet, creating order from chaos. It could be when you are deep in conversation, truly listening to a friend. Or maybe it is when you are tinkering with an engine, solving a complex puzzle, or painting on a canvas. This state is often called flow, but in the context of ancient wisdom, it is something deeper. It is a moment of pure presence. In these activities, the chattering part of your mind, the part that worries, judges, and plans, goes quiet. Your sense of self, with all its anxieties and desires, temporarily dissolves. You are no longer a person doing an activity. You become the doing itself. There is no separation between you and the task. This is a profound clue. It is pointing you toward the activities where your energy aligns most naturally with the world. It is showing you where your ego gets out of the way, allowing a more authentic, skillful part of you to emerge. This is not about finding a career. It is about identifying the state of being where you feel most alive and at ease. Pay close attention to these moments. Write them down. Do not judge them as important or silly. Simply notice when time disappears. These activities are the secret doorways to your purpose. They are not the whole picture, but they are the beginning of the trail, the first whispers of what your soul loves to do. By engaging in them more often, even for just a few minutes, you practice aligning with your true nature. This journey is about learning to listen, not by quitting your life, but by bringing a new awareness to it. Lesson 1. Identify activities that make you lose track of time. Think about those moments, the times when the clock seems to melt away. Lesson 2. Recall what you loved to do as a child. Before the world told us who we should be, we simply were. Lesson 3. Pay attention to the problems that anger or move you. Your purpose is often hidden in your deepest frustrations. What breaks your heart? What makes you angry? What injustice in the world, big or small, sparks a fire inside you? This is a profoundly important line of inquiry. The spiritual path is not about detaching from the world's suffering until you no longer feel it. It is about developing the compassion and strength to face it and do something about it. Your emotional reactions are a compass. They are pointing you toward the specific area of suffering that you are uniquely equipped to address. Perhaps you feel a surge of anger when you see animals being mistreated. Maybe your heart aches when you see elderly people feeling lonely and forgotten. You might get deeply frustrated by inefficiency and waste in systems, or by people being misled by confusing information. Do not push these feelings away. Do not dismiss them as simple negativity. Lean into them with curiosity. These strong emotions are a sign that one of your core values is being violated. Your anger at injustice reveals your deep love for fairness. Your sadness at loneliness reveals your core value of connection. Your frustration at confusion reveals your passion for clarity and truth. This is where your purpose can take root. The things that move you are not random. They are a personal call to action. You do not need to solve world hunger tomorrow. Start small. If animal welfare moves you, volunteer at a local shelter for 1 hour a week. If loneliness in the elderly touches you, commit to calling an older relative regularly. If misinformation frustrates you, practice sharing clear, helpful information in your own social circles. Your purpose is not just about what you love. It is about what you care enough about to want to heal. Your pain can become your path. Lesson 4. Start a small purpose project on the side. The idea of finding your purpose can be paralyzing. It feels like a massive life or death decision. The pressure to get it right can keep us stuck in endless thinking, planning, and daydreaming with no real action. The antidote to this paralysis is to think small. Instead of trying to find your one great life's purpose, just start one small purpose project. This is a low-stakes experiment. It is a way to test your interests and passions in the real world without quitting your job or turning your life upside down. This approach is rooted in the wisdom of taking one step at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, not a giant, terrifying leap. Your purpose project should be something small, manageable, and aligned with the clues you have already gathered. If you discovered you love creating order and are moved by the stress people feel from clutter, your project could be offering to help one friend organize their garage for free. If you rediscovered your childhood love of storytelling, your project could be to write one short story a month or start a simple blog. The key is to detach from the outcome. The goal is not to launch a successful business. The goal is simply to learn. How did it feel to do the project? Did it energize you or drain you? What parts did you enjoy? What did you learn about yourself? This project is your laboratory. It is a safe space to play and gather data. Maybe you will discover you love the project and want to expand it. Maybe you will realize it is not for you, and you will start another, different project. Both outcomes are successes because both provide clarity. This gentle, experimental approach removes the pressure. It transforms the daunting search for purpose into a fun and curious exploration, one small, concrete step at a time. Lesson 5. Ask trusted friends what they think you are good at. We often have blind spots when it comes to ourselves. Our own inner critic can be so loud that it drowns out any recognition of our natural talents. We might dismiss something we do easily as no big deal, not realizing that others find it difficult and valuable. This is why one of the most powerful tools for self-discovery is the mirror of a trusted friend. The people who know you well and care about you have a different perspective. They see you without the filter of your personal insecurities. They have observed you in many different situations. They have seen you shine in ways you may not have even noticed. This exercise requires a little vulnerability, but the rewards are immense. Choose a few people you genuinely trust, people who are supportive and insightful. Ask them a simple question. When have you seen me at my best? Or, what do you think is a unique strength of mine? Be prepared to be surprised. They might not mention the things you put on your resume. They might say you have an incredible ability to make people feel calm and heard. They might point out your knack for explaining complicated things in a simple way. They might mention your quiet consistency or your infectious sense of humor that lifts everyone's spirits. Listen to their answers with an open heart and mind. Do not argue or dismiss their feedback. Just receive it. Look for patterns in what different people say. These observations from the outside can illuminate natural gifts you have taken for granted. This is not about seeking validation. It is about gathering information. Your purpose is not a solo journey. We are all interconnected. Often, our purpose is found in the intersection of what we love to do and what others value in us. By asking for this reflection, you are inviting your community to help you see yourself more clearly and lovingly. Lesson 6. Find small ways to be of service to others daily. Purpose, at its heart, is not about self-fulfillment. That is a happy byproduct. At its core, purpose is about contribution. It is about using your unique existence to make the world, or just someone's day, a little bit better. This idea can feel overwhelming if we think it means we have to start a nonprofit or dedicate our lives to charity. But the most profound path of service begins with small, almost invisible daily actions. It is about cultivating a spirit of service in every moment. This transforms the search for purpose from a self-centered quest into a daily practice of generosity. Start right where you are. Today, look for tiny opportunities to be helpful. Let someone go ahead of you in the grocery line. Offer a genuine, unhurried compliment to a coworker. Take 2 minutes to actively listen to a family member without interrupting or planning your response. When you are making coffee, ask if anyone else wants one. These actions seem insignificant. They will not win you any awards, but they are a powerful form of training for your mind and heart. Each small act of service shifts your focus from me to we. It quiets the ego's constant demand for attention and replaces it with a gentle awareness of the needs of others. This practice helps you discover what kind of service feels most natural to you. You might find a quiet joy in acts of practical help, or in offering emotional support, or in creating beauty for others to enjoy. By making service a daily habit, you are weaving purpose into the very fabric of your life. You stop searching for a big, distant purpose out there because you are busy living it, moment by moment, in the here and now. This is how a meaningful life is built, not in one grand gesture, but in 1,000 tiny acts of kindness. Lesson 7. Follow your curiosity, no matter how random it seems. The logical mind wants a clear plan. It wants A to lead to B, which leads to C. When we search for purpose, our logical mind demands to see the entire path before taking the first step. It dismisses anything that does not seem practical, productive, or directly related to a potential career. This belief causes a lot of suffering. It leads us to resent our current work and to fantasize about a dramatic escape. But what if your purpose is not a different job, but a different way of doing the job you already have? This is the powerful practice of right livelihood. It teaches that any work, no matter how humble, can become a spiritual path if it is performed with the right intention and awareness. You do not have to quit everything. You can start by transforming your relationship with your current reality. Take a moment to look at your job, whatever it may be. Look beyond the tasks and the paycheck. Find the thread of service in it. If you are an accountant, you are not just crunching numbers. You are bringing order and peace of mind to people's financial lives. If you work in food service, you are not just serving plates. You are providing nourishment and a space for people to connect. If you are a cleaner, you are not just wiping surfaces. You are creating a healthy and pleasant environment for others. Bring a conscious intention to your work. Set a small goal at the beginning of each day. Today, my intention is to be fully present with each person I interact with. Today, My intention is to bring a sense of calm and order to my tasks. Today, my intention is to find one way to be genuinely helpful to a colleague. By doing this, you shift your work from something you have to do to something you get to do. It becomes a training ground for mindfulness, patience, and compassion. You can find deep meaning right where you are, blooming in the middle of your ordinary life. This practice does not mean you will stay in that job forever, but it does mean that you stop waiting for happiness. You start creating it right here, right now. This is a trap that keeps us stuck. Wisdom traditions, however, teach us to trust a different kind of intelligence. This is the quiet, intuitive pull of curiosity. Curiosity is the voice of your inner self whispering, "Hey, this is interesting. Let's look over here." It is a gentle, playful guide that often makes no logical sense. Maybe you suddenly feel a pull to learn about beekeeping, or you find yourself fascinated by the history of ancient maps, or you get a random urge to take a pottery class. The logical mind will say, "That's a waste of time. How will that help you find your purpose or make money?" But the wise mind knows that curiosity is never a waste of time. It is a thread. When you follow it, you do not know where it will lead, but you trust that it is leading you somewhere important. Following your curiosity is an act of faith in your own unfolding. It is about being open to life's detours and discoveries. That beekeeping book might introduce you to concepts about complex systems that you can apply to your work. The ancient maps might ignite a passion for travel and exploration. The pottery class might teach you the value of patience and working with your hands, bringing a new sense of calm to your life. Or they might simply bring you a moment of joy, which is a worthy end in itself. Do not censor your curiosity. Give it a little space to breathe. Spend an hour on a Saturday going down an internet rabbit hole. Borrow a library book on that random topic. Watch a documentary. You are not trying to find an answer. You are simply following the energy. This is how you stumble upon the unexpected paths that were meant for you all along. Lesson 8. Infuse your current job with more meaning and intention. One of the biggest myths about purpose is that you must find it in a new perfect job. Lesson 9. Choose small actions over endless contemplation. How much time have you spent thinking about your purpose? Reading articles, watching videos, filling out worksheets, and lying awake at night, turning the question over and over in your mind. Contemplation has its place, but it can easily become a form of procrastination. We can get so lost in the map that we forget to take the journey. We can become armchair philosophers of our own lives, with many theories, but no real experience. The truth is, you cannot think your way into your purpose. You must act your way into it. Clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from doing. Wisdom is not an idea. It is an embodied experience. Each small action you take is a source of direct feedback from the world. When you take a step, the path reveals itself. Before you take the step, it remains hidden. This is why a bias toward action is so crucial. If you are debating between two paths, do not spend another month weighing the pros and cons in your head. Take one tiny, reversible step down each path. If you are thinking about becoming a teacher, spend an afternoon volunteering in a classroom. If you are considering a career in tech, take a free 1-hour online coding class. The feeling you get from that 1 hour of doing will give you more useful information than 100 hours of thinking. Choose action, no matter how small. Instead of researching the perfect workout plan, just put on your shoes and go for a 10-minute walk. Instead of planning a novel, just write one paragraph. The goal of these small actions is not to succeed or fail. The goal is to generate a feeling. The action is a question you ask the universe, and the feeling you get back is the answer. Let go of the need to have it all figured out. Embrace the wisdom of taking the next, smallest, most obvious step. That is how the journey unfolds. Lesson 10. Treat purpose as a direction to follow, not a destination defined. The Western idea of purpose is often a noun. It is a thing to be found, like a hidden treasure. Once you find it, you have it forever. This creates immense pressure. What if you choose the wrong one? What if you change your mind? This is a rigid and fragile way to live. A more peaceful and resilient approach, rooted in ancient wisdom, is to see purpose as a verb. It is a direction to follow, not a destination to reach. Think of it like a compass needle that always points north. Your purpose is your personal north. It is the direction of growth, service, and authenticity for you. Your job might change. Your relationships might change. Your location might change. But your direction remains constant. For example, your direction might be to create beauty, to foster connection, or to bring clarity. You can follow the direction of creating beauty as a graphic designer, as a parent creating a loving home, or as a gardener. You can follow the direction of fostering connection as a therapist, a community organizer, or simply as a good friend. This perspective liberates you from the need to find one perfect, lifelong career. It allows your purpose to evolve as you evolve. It gives you the flexibility to express your core values in different ways throughout the different seasons of your life. It takes away the fear of getting it wrong. There is no wrong path as long as you are walking in your chosen direction. So, let go of the stressful search for a final destination. Instead, simply ask yourself, what is my direction? In every choice you make today, from the small to the large, ask, does this move me a little closer to my north? This turns the overwhelming quest for purpose into a simple, daily practice of alignment. It is a gentle, lifelong journey of becoming more and more yourself.